In the backdrop of last year's ethnic violence in Manipur, where more than 200 people were killed, over 50,000 people displaced, the Election Commission this time, while holding elections in Manipur, decided to hold elections to the tribal reserve Outer Manipur seat in 2 days. Part of the Outer Manipur seat went to polls in phase 1 on April 19. The other part will go to polls in phase 2. And since there were violence, there were incidents of EVMs being damaged, vandalism in phase 1 right in the Imphal Valley, and for that in 11 polling stations there were again repolling. Therefore, Election Commission has taken special measures for the phase 2 polling to parts of Outer Manipur. Remember, it is a tribal reserve seat where the areas which are going to polls this time are remote areas, many of them very close to the Myanmar border, largely Naga dominated areas of Manipur, as well as there are areas which are inhabited by the Kuki tribe and other tribes. In fact, the Indo-Myanmar border is being sealed. Assam Rifles that guard the border has been put on high alert. Election Commission, through the office of the Chief Electoral Officer of Manipur, has sought help from Indian Air Force. 16 polling teams have been airlifted to very remote locations. They will be again airlifted back with the EVMs once the elections are over. There are teams which have left 2-3 days ahead. Therefore, a lot of stress has been given in terms of the teams reaching early, and also on the security. 87 companies of central forces would be manning the polling stations. Apart from the state forces, there will be quick reaction teams. In fact, NDTV spoke exclusively to Manipur's Chief Electoral Officer, Mr. P.K. Jha, and this is what he had to say.
So for the second phase also, we are fully prepared. We have had a regular interaction with the District Election Officer and the SPs, and we have briefed them about the do's and don'ts, and we are very hopeful that we will have incident-free elections. And I'll also request all the voters of the assembly segments where we are going to have elections to come out and vote in large numbers, not to get intimidated, and there are various ways through which they can inform us in advance if some sort of undesirable activity is being done by any miscreant or any organization. Total 857 polling stations, including 9 special polling stations, are going for polls. Out of this, exclusively 191 would be managed by women polling personnel. 87 companies of paramilitary forces and 4,000 personnel from the state police force are being roped in for security related responsibilities, which will include area domination, then the security at the polling stations, and the quick response team and the rapid response team. Approximately 190 polling stations have been identified as critical or vulnerable. So extra measures are being taken, like webcasting, deployment of micro observers, and then videography. So we are fully prepared, and all adequate measures have been taken. So we had 16 polling stations where the personnel have moved through Indian Air Force helicopter. We had dispersal of polling parties on P-3 days, which means 3 days prior to the election, and also P-2 polling stations were there. P-3 36 polling stations, and P-2 279 polling stations are there. And the polling station where the personnel have gone by helicopter, they will be brought back by helicopter as well.